Yo, what's up, people? This is Safe Space. Sincerity ain't for everybody. Listen, this show is the combo between the tissue and the tape boys and us at War Room Sports, and we talk about pretty much whatever is on our mind. And understand that sincerity ain't for everybody. I'm your host today, but I am joined by my brothers. I got Dev. Dev, what's up, homie?
What up, man? I'm over here chilling, smoking that smoke. That's about it. Shout out to Smokey.
Gang banging. Yo, that's a hit, yo. Yo, shout to Dev with the he pulled up this morning with the Fab Five look. You know what I mean? We gotta give Dev a shout out.
Yeah,
Davis backwards, the tissue
to the chip and lose.
Good dad gang.
That's
Good
right,
dad gang,
man.
huh?
All day, every day, 24/7, man. Respect heat holders.
Yeah, I mean. All right. You also got Philmatic, 365 of tissue in the tape. What's up,
going
man?
on, fellas? Just chilling, man. Your friendly neighborhood fun size giant back in the building.
Yo, man. Where the dog at, man? You got the dog like Martin and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like, I see you kicked him out the room, man.
No, he here, man. He had the comments. He had the one himself. I mean, we got to bring that back, man.
Yeah.
People got to start wanting themselves, yo.
Yeah, one gets for you. Listen, man. What we gonna start to talk with this show about, man? Let's talk about what entanglements you brothers got going on, or not, because
Ain't no entanglement over here.
I know y'all out there.
Give me a shot.
I know y'all out there hearing that word, right?
The word of the
But
week.
we gotta get our bars off.
Shout
we
out to
gotta get our
the
bars
Smith
off
family,
about
man.
what's going on.
I'll say this.
Yeah,
Like, it's
so,
just so weird to
Who
just
start
have.
this convo?
I'll start it off. It's just so weird just to just have like an inside look at certain things that you've heard about for years. It's definitely like indicative of what our society has come to, especially pop culture. But what I will say, lesser empires have been built off of such, scandalous viral stuff. So it'll be amazing just to see where this goes and how much bigger they get in terms of just their Q rating, as far as just being in the pop culture conscience. I see it.
Yeah,
Them just getting bigger as a couple, as an entity or whatever. Like I see it just getting.
you see,
Like, we'll look back
one
on
of our
this and be
favorite
like,
hashtags, right?
You can see that in the comment section.
Everything's a
of their
rollout.
video.
everything is a rollout. You can just see the wheels turning on this one.
So Will
Yeah,
coming out with
so-
two. He coming out with his 222.
I mean, looks like on my timeline, he's replaced the Jordan meme already. So
Yeah.
but
Yo,
I had a lot of thoughts about this. For one, this was a lesson for me because one of you guys shared the maybe it was you or Miz in the group chat shared the jump from the shade room with the short clip.
Yeah.
And I watched the short clip and I had all sorts of thoughts and opinions and all that. And I was like, yo, I ran with it. And then Dev was like, yo, watch the whole video. I watched the whole video and everything I thought wasn't what I thought. That's if I'm to believe, their
It's always
perspective.
like
but
the
either way,
headline versus the story,
If I
real
felt like-
story type thing.
yeah, I felt like one of them cats that I criticize when they like get a headline of an article and they read the headline and they go in, even though I didn't put any thoughts out there. I'm not going to put any thoughts out there about it because I don't care about it that much. But it was just a learning lesson for me. Like, yo, even with videos, you could take a small clip and form an entire opinion, and then you watch the whole video and you start to take into the context. You're like, yo, everything I thought like was trash. But
welcome to
so yeah, so
2020,
I became
quick.
one of the people I talk.
Real quick, for anybody out there that's living under a rock and like are confused at how we started this episode and have no clue what we're talking about the whole Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith situation, where Jada Pinkett Smith apparently had an entanglement with singer August Alsina, and that how you say his name, August Alsina.
Yeah.
Wow.
Will
Wow.
calls him Aug.
Apparently, she and Will were on a break. Shout out to Friends and whoever watches that. That's been one of the phrases of the week as well. I just wanted to throw that out there because people might be like, "Yo, what are they talking about?" But
Yeah.
So Jimmy, what were the differences? We're gonna do our chatty patty thing for just a couple of minutes, but I was curious to know what the differences were that you saw between the clip and what it opened up to when you watched the whole 12-minute video.
Now, what I will say is this though, right? I will say that it all depends upon if you believe like their perspective. if you believe their perspective, it changed for me because it's like when I saw the first clip and I saw him talking about, I saw the first clip and I see him like her talking to him like, yeah, I was going through a moment. I wasn't happy. I just wanted to feel good. And they like clicked away and they went to another piece of it. I'm like, yo, how you sit across from your husband talking about, yo, I wanted to feel good. But it missed the whole thing about them. If I'm to believe this, that they're on a break and he was out the door getting ready to leave her or what have you. You know what I'm saying? Like removing that whole piece changes everything for one, which wasn't a part of the original clip. Now,
so you saying basically
married,
from the original clip, you just think that she just moved over to Young Boy for some companionship while they were supposed to be good.
Make me feel good.
Yeah, like they were just While she's still laying down with him every night, like in their marital bed, like she just like, yo, I need to feel good. Like removing that whole piece changes everything.
She was like,
She was like,
Jada, you can have company. It's fine. You can have company.
Right.
We have a sleepover.
Jim, what I noticed you said.
That's how the clip made it sound though.
Right. But what I noticed you made sure you said is if you believe them. See, that's where I'm having trouble because I love Will Smith, man. That's the home dude, the hometown cat, and he's made it big, and I followed his career and all that kind of stuff. But it does get to a point sometimes where I kind of tire of the whole Smith family with their we're so much more profound and deep
is weird,
than everybody else. So it's like it seems like even in this situation, it seems like that was their plan when they came to the table to do the little talk. Like, okay, I'm going to throw a couple of these things in here and we're going to make it sound real bad. So people will kind of get the thought that this isn't as bad as everybody thinks it is. So, Will had to make sure when she said, yeah, we were almost over. He had to press the gas, like, yeah, I hated you. And just the little stuff that they were throwing in there. But for me, it's like they try to make
what you're
every
saying
single thing way deeper than it really is. And I'm like,
this is a Mona Scott
that's
production,
who they are,
man.
So it sounds to me like you're saying they stayed on brand.
They stayed on brand. They basically stayed on brand because it works. Because if you look in the comment section after that, people are like, "Oh my God, I love this couple. They're so brave for doing this." I'm sitting here like, "Oh my God, y'all fall for everything, man."
Yo, this was a well produced, high quality version of Love and Hip Hop, man. That's all. It like they had like stunt coordinators and it was like, oh, come on, man. Like the whole thing at the end, bad marriage for life. Like, get out of here, man.
That was like one of them cues, like, yo, don't forget we got to do this. We said we was gonna do this, but
even the awkward corniness of that was kind of. But to me, it's funny, right? So I know that like Jay-Z and Beyonce and the Smith family, like they do a lot of business together and they're very close. And I was sitting back thinking like, hashtag everything's a rollout. I'm like, yo, both of these couples have found a way to prosper off of, infidelity or marital problems in a way like, yo, like I looked and they said that this was the highest like Facebook, like on Facebook TV or whatever they call it, Facebook video, whatever it is. But this was like the fastest, like highest rated thing they've had. And I'm like, yo, they just ate off of this. The same way that we all bought Lemonade and we bought 444. Mm-hmm. They all sat around somewhere and planned all this out. And
this ain't the Godfather 2 though, man. The sequel is not better than the original.
Right, but and you also notice like
what I'm saying is they did it in their own way.
Nobody had a negative word to say about Og. And I'm not calling you Og after you smashed my wife. But I don't know if anybody else noticed that. It's like they went out of their way to speak kindly of this dude. And this is the dude that so-called puts your business out in the street. This is not the first time he's attempted to get this story out to the mainstream. Like he's done this before.
Every time an album coming out.
Right. So I'm like, that's another thing that kind of makes it feel a little bit staged because nobody's mad at dude. Or at least they're going to do their Smith thing and be deep and forgiving and be ideals instead of icons. And
I think that speaks to 2020 and, everybody wants to protect the fragile, the emotionally, quote unquote, emotionally unstable people. And it's been pretty well documented that dude has, mental health
he's
issues.
He's on record.
Yeah,
Jada said she gave him some to healing.
Yeah, she got like
which was also
she got an RX in that thing, man. But
like damn, Jada.
Dude, she got Lick Minnetonka in there, but
she got that Badu.
Badu said she got some. Never mind. We gonna get the EB, but no, like I think they going out of their way to protect a mentally unstable dude, because like if they were to like kind of criticize him or villainize him about this, he might be the on the Summer Jam screen that you don't want to be on, and then they're villains for pushing him over the edge in his emotional mental state, and that would be off brand for them, and they can't ever be off brand. I mean, so
basically saying Jada gave radio some cooch. Come on.
Yo, you took it way too far. All I'm gonna say
that's a different way of being.
All I'm gonna say is this whole thing. Yo,
and first of all, the whole situation is crazy in the first place, because
it was very
she basically banged her son's homie.
That's all. You can have company, baby. Come on.
Right? You can't do that.
Like, come on. Like, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, the bottom line with this whole thing, it was on brand. They found a way to monetize this, man, and this shows you in 2020 content, everything's a rollout.
Yeah,
and
faux show.
Salute.
To me, that's why
we got a homie, our homie Kurt, and he was just like, yo, if y'all just really think about it, like we're saying, it's on brand for them, but just think about just like the movie industry right now and where we are as far as entertainment. The people that are really profiting are the people that can make the salacious online content. Like the movies, like you can't go to a movie theater, the movie numbers aren't what they are. So like to be a movie star isn't the same thing. So to be an online content creator, that's what people are looking for. They want to get as many eyes on whatever thing they're talking about as possible. So it's like you're gonna have people where it's like we've been doing this for years. Yeah,
that's drama 2020.
That's it. Like you got now. It's like you got people trying to Larry David everything. They're trying to make sure that they make a movie out of their life instead of trying to make their life out of movies, basically. So you
mean Hitch 2 not gonna bring them in?
Nah, I mean,
Hitch 2 from straight to DVD.
Yeah,
straight to Apple.
It's not gonna cut it, man.
But hold on,
yo, and
go ahead.
About it is, no, all I was gonna say is, and to your point, with everything going on and not having a lot of entertainment content out there, that just leads me to think about the NBA and how they missed out on an amazing opportunity. Because the Bubble reality show would have been the greatest thing ever, and they straight missed out on this. But I know Phil had another point about the Smiths.
Yeah, I just
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Oh yeah, for real. They were really the real life. But
don't even ask how. Go ahead.
I won't. When Jada made it very clear to everybody, and she made a point to state, "Oh, you definitely paid me back." When Will said, "Oh, I'm gonna get you back," and she's like, "No, you definitely paid me back."
Like, that's done.
Yeah. My question to y'all, and I have my thoughts on who I believe it is, and so does the internet. Who do you think Will pay Jada back with to where the point where she made it like I got the receipt for that? You know what I mean?
Terry Crews.
Yeah. Yo! Speculative chatty patty. No, maybe Will Smith. He pretty much do what he wants.
I know.
I've seen some photos.
He took us to the next level of chatty patty.
Right?
He's like, yo.
I've seen some photos of him and the Harley Quinn chick,
the Duchess.
Yeah. So
Margot Robbie.
Yeah. I mean, in the way the pictures seemed a little bit personal. Like they might have been a little photo booth or something. Yeah, well, but maybe Jada, released those just to put it out there.
Mona Scott ghost produced this whole episode of the Red Table Talk.
Yeah.
But Margot Robbie, I'm probably the only one that actually seen their movie Focus, So they got a little. The chemistry was a little real in there. It was actually pretty good. It's one of his better movies of the last decade.
That's not saying much.
That ain't hard to do.
It ain't hard to be in here, but still.
I don't even know what you're talking about, Joe. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah,
I'm definitely not familiar with that body of work.
No, it's not a Netflix joint. It came out.
No, I saw that one.
Which one was that?
He was a con man in there. But needless, it's neither here nor there. Those pictures that you saw are from when that movie was coming out.
Okay.
And
it was the Hancock prequel.
It was probably the sequel, if you believe the rumors on the internet. Her hand on his, but I digress. So that's where the initial reports came with him and Margot Robbie, and then they were in Suicide Squad together, and then it was further, and then there's also a rumor that the reason why Will is not in Suicide Squad 2 is because him and Jada got back together and Margot Robbie got married, and you can't have those awkward looks of somebody.
That works with the timeline. That works with their timeline. Yo, this whole thing has been planned out, yo. Kaiser Sose.
Mm-hmm. Walking straight at the end, or not, depending on who you ask.
Yo, I was about to drop a bar, but you caught it. You caught the oop. Both of us jumped for the oop, and you caught it. But anyway, but no, thinking about talking about content and all that, I'll get you guys' opinion on this because I've been very vocal about it, in our chat, whatever. The NBA really opportunity. Am I the only one enjoying these bubble videos? Because for one, when they first got there, just to see how spoiled NBA players are was amazing. Then when you just see them where they have no choice but to associate with each other and do stuff like go fishing, and it's just hilarious content. It's like watching Big Brother, but with NBA players. Am I the only one enjoying these bubble videos?
Man. Oh no, Pat Bev. He was like, I was built for this, man. He had the stack of he had the college dorm room set up, yo.
Yeah, no, I'm enjoying them. I was up this morning for an hour watching them. I was in the algorithm, and they just kept they kept popping up on my phone, and I was even watching Matisse Thybulle. He looks like he's actually trying to make his own little reality show. He looks like he's editing it and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting to see a lot of them dudes, probably change from what they used to be as far as personality, because there are a lot of people complaining about the food, the accommodations, and all that kind of stuff. So it's like they live in that NBA spoiled life. Because they walking in the rooms that I'm like, okay, that'd be a nice room to vacation in Disney in for a week. And then they making me feel poor because they like, man, what the hell is this?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
They ain't getting Prime 112 delivered to the room, to the bubble. It is.
The food look cool.
Your man Rajon straight called it Motel 6. So for a fact he ain't been in
that boy has never been in a Motel 6.
Not since AAU 17 years ago,
Man, and his checks was large. He went to Kentucky, right?
Yeah.
So he wasn't staying. He was staying in probably Motel 60 because they was cutting checks at Kentucky, yo.
Yeah. He's probably never stayed. He's probably never stayed in a bad hotel because prior to that he probably never went anywhere, and then went to Kentucky, and then it was a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He stayed at Ashton House.
So
they do have the AAU circuit, though, so they had to be somewhere.
Yeah, they had to stay somewhere. So are we gonna get any white men to do this though? Like I was saying, you're not gonna see Kyle Korver or JJ Redick. Gosh, what is this? Where's my arugula?
It's probably an upgrade from their crib.
They be making their own bubble video. They just haven't been complaining. They were talking about shooting down beer cans and stuff like that. They got their own thing going on.
I don't think we're gonna get that algorithm on the timeline.
To Vaz's point, they're not going to because they don't want to look privileged and act privileged,
especially now. Yeah,
right. So lead that to the new bougie black dudes.
And then dudes come on, like Earl, listen, Earl, like you just got an invitation to be a replacement player. Like, just relax,
I
man.
feel Earl, man. No, man, you can't send me to the joint with no blanket, yo. You can't bring me in.
He had a blanket. They folded it up and put it in the joint.
Earl
he had an embroidered pillow with his
Earl
name and number.
Earl was going in on the first day. Earl was going into the point where the league was like, "Yo, stop it, cuz."
Yeah, stop, man. You just got back. You've been on hiatus.
This job could go. We could send you home right now.
Yeah, what you gonna do? Throw hot soup on somebody? Like, we got to make sure that we give you something that that'll keep you calm, man. So yeah, man,
They texted him and told him somebody was messing with the whip. He was like, "Hold on, I gotta go." But yo, which one of y'all think gonna be the first dude to turn the bubble into like Simi did and Coming to America? They're gonna have a hot tub in that joint. They're gonna retrofit the room.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna happen. I mean, I dare say, like, I'm wondering if the Bron accommodations are a step up from.
They built a house for LeBron. Yo, he got his own bubble.
And are they? I can't tell if they're like sectioning people.
That's why he went
by teams. Because I could have sworn when JR was complaining, I could have swore his next door neighbor looked like Josh Richardson. So are they not?
So from what I understand, when the teams get there, they're just doing the 48-hour period where you just have to just stay there, and it's based off of how you got there. And yeah, I don't think it's team specific. And then once you get past that threshold, then you're going to be able to actually be in your teams. And they have they have the 3 different resorts. These 8 teams are here, these 8 teams are here, and then these 6 teams are here, type thing. So
yeah, because I saw the court. The court layout too. I saw like 3 courts next to each other.
Yeah,
they actually had team names on them. I'm like, that just for practice?
Yeah.
Or once the game start, do they have to?
They're gonna all play at the same
time. They
time.
have to go change out these courts every day because that's adding more people to the mix, more workers.
Got home court advantage.
Yeah. So what it looks like is they transported all the different courts from the various teams and locations. But the centralized place, I don't think is going to have just the court. Like, oh, okay, you play, like they're going to be playing like fairly like close to each other in terms of like games at like 1, 5.
NBA logos, generic. NBA
logos. So it'd be generic. It'd be like playing 2K.
My question is this: who has the TV rights to this?
It's still the same.
They're gonna split it up between TNT, ESPN.
Is my league pass going to continue?
It restart, yo. We went through that about 11 days ago once they announced everything. Yeah, they woke my kids woke up. We watch the same games every day. They woke up to watch the game and they were like, "Yo!" And I was like, and now all it used to go back to summer league from last year. Now it's just literally just July and August. It's just the restart games there.
You expect us to pay for it?
Yeah, you literally have to restart it. It's a whole nother thing. Yeah, nah.
Are you serious?
No.
Yo, is it like all right? So here's my question. So you can get the league pass just for the bubble league. Is the bubble league pass like a certain price just for the rest of like?
Sure, it's going to be cheaper.
Yeah, it'll be like it's probably going to be like $39.99 or something. Maybe.
Remember, we don't have to pay for playoffs. So
right.
But my question is because I don't look at bills like that. I just So I'm like, did I not finish?
Damn,
paying for
it? No, I'm just saying. I don't even look at my bill. I
just cut checks.
Don't worry if I write wrong.
I don't know if you completed
that's what the crumbs is.
So I'm making sure I'm not paying for another portion of a season after I already finished paying for, the whole season. So I need
they cut that joint off. They like we can't
just to keep the ice cold.
Yeah, they like we can't give y'all 11 months.
Yo, so we got a new show title, gentlemen. I don't look at bills.
Don't worry if I write rhymes.
when you rich, you don't write checks.
Meanwhile, your boy in here like
Studying.
Get my glass. I got a glasses drawer like Fred Sanford. All this shit. Dad's like,
before we move on,
on
because
a serious note though, $39, right? I would pay $39 for the whole bubble game. I would have paid $50 if they'd added the bubble reality show, but I paid $39 for the bubble game because I'm definitely tuned in.
But the only thing is, Jim, we go back to Thursday's episode when homie Naj called in from down in Georgia. He was thinking the over-under on when this whole bubble thing is going to be shut down is 3 weeks into play. Y'all think there's any, validity to that? I mean, can they really control this thing?
Because only if somebody that matter get the
letting these dudes
I think
do things. Like you saw videos of Ben Simmons fishing, and so I mean, I'm sure it's within the Disney World Resort, but
Yeah.
it's not like once you leave the quarantine, like Vi said, you go out and pretty much do stuff.
The only way this gets shut down is if somebody that matters gets the Rona, and it's really only 3 to 4 people that can get it. Where they going?
Using the whole bubble.
Yeah, like LeBron, Giannis, Kawhi, and
They wouldn't even care if Harden got it.
No, they wouldn't. And really, them 3, maybe AD because they want the Lakers to win. So them 4 dudes, if any one of them combination of them 4, that's the only way. Especially LeBron. LeBron is like the automatic reset.
I have a feeling that I have a feeling that there's something to that when you said that you want the Lakers to win. Like I really do have a feeling that you're right. Like certain dudes catch it, they might just kick them out of the bubble. You got
time out, Deb. I misspoke. They don't want the Lakers to win. They want LeBron to win. But go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. And if I agree with that. And if it seemed like, in my mind at least, if LeBron gets it, then the season's done. It's like, well, if he gets it, we're just not going to have a champion this year. If anybody else gets it,
I feel like we're only doing this because LeBron doesn't. Because they want this season to continue for that legacy. He's pushing that.
Yeah, because if LeBron, I really think if this was,
I think that might be
already spoken out.
I think it's 2 things.
Starting back up, but he's too close now.
I think it's 2 things. I think that if Brown wins, it's good for the league, but I also think that Giannis and Zion are a big part of this too, because like
Zion,
LeBron is on the other end of this. Like if Giannis is able to somehow pull it off and win a chip, this gives him probably like arguably the greatest NBA season ever because he's on track to be the defensive player of the year, the MVP, possibly a finals MVP and a champion. Like, and he's going to be like pushed to the forefront to be that next guy. I mean, he already is.
Race is all stupid.
So I think that's part. I think that's part of it. But also, like, if you look at Zion, with Zion already getting the cover of the next 2K for one, and also when you look at of how their schedule is lined up within this bubble league, it's set for them. If I'm Memphis, I'm pissed.
They definitely
have the easiest road.
Yeah,
they had the easiest road to get him into the playoffs of any squad, the Pelicans somehow, and so people actually called them to the carpet about this. Like, why is it so? Look at the Pelicans games versus everybody else. Like, you mean to tell me the people they're chasing have the hardest schedule and they have the easiest one? And the NBA came up with some excuse like it's based on what was left on their regular schedule, but it just looks fishy.
Yeah, the same people that
the schedule, the rest of the regular schedule, or at least however many of those games you wanted them to play, that would have been the most fair. Just continue with the schedule. If you're only going to do 10 of those games, then okay, do the 10 that they had coming up. But Jim, it's either about Zion or it's about JJ Redick's playoff streak. You gotta get JJ in the playoffs, man.
Hey, Nav, the same people that set up the schedule, set up the Hewing lottery, and set up they set up the Ewing lottery, they set up the LeBron lottery, and also they saw the Zapruder film. So it's a lot of conspiracy going on just to get them in. Yeah. But another question for y'all.
Roger Stone is behind.
I still think they're definitely trying to do that, but I still think if Zion gets sick, they still gonna move on.
Oh yeah. I feel kind of bad for the young boy. Besides the fact that he went to Duke, that this Duke's is the worst year.
About to go down though, so don't worry about that.
Nobody cares about them. No, not them. Nobody cares about college basketball in paying them. But this is the worst year ever to be on NBA 2K, the cover. So I feel so bad for him and Dame, who are on the regular version and the deluxe version, but the special Hall of Fame version has Kobe on it. Mm-hmm. So nobody's going to own those other two versions. I mean, except Dame and Zion. You know,
they'll find a way to give Zion a joint again.
Oh no, they're gonna sprinkle
the if you make the cover, you don't care. You don't care.
Dame is done.
You don't care though, because the data never really comes out like people bought this cover versus that. No one really cares. I mean, the fact that you're a cover like you're
with 2K, they kind of do. They kind of do like push it that way. Like even when you download the game based on which version you bought, that cover is kind of like throughout the game, and they kind of sprinkle the other ones in there.
No, I get that. I'm talking about like 5 years from now. Nobody's gonna say, "Well, you got the cover," but no one really bought your version because of Kobe. Like, if you're a cover athlete, you're a cover athlete. So that's the point I was making. You know what I'm saying? So that part don't really matter. But it's just, man, I wonder if the game is going to have like the bubble league on there, play within the bubble.
I think
is that going to be
like, when you're my player, he gonna get shitty hotel food. And, but yo. Who's gonna? If I'm the NBA or if I'm ESPN, I'm filming everything right now. You think about like 10, 20 years from now, the type of
30
last
for 30?
dance, the last dance 30 for 30 they can make off of
this. At this point, it'll be like 300 for 300.
Right.
Yeah, seriously, but think about all the different storylines they can tap into. Like we talked about. LeBron, being towards the end of his career, Zion at the start of his, and everything in between. So it's a lot of storylines, and I said, I would be filming as much as possible.
So they already got the Toby and Bobby moment.
And to Vod's point, right now, the competition in terms of entertainment is changed because of the virus. So. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's gonna be one of them joints. So I'm so excited for it to start, and then it's gonna they're gonna start launching threes from everywhere, and I'm like, man, this is trash. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Speaking of virus, Jim, how many links in the bio surrounding the bubble like White Walkers? Just dying to get in there, yo.
Standing outside the gate.
they out there
trying to get on the ferry.
Yo, they gonna be dressing in disguise as essential workers.
Yo, they gonna be dropping out of parachutes like the Riddick Bowe fight. I mean,
dressed like maids.
Yeah,
just like maids. Yo,
housekeeping.
Yeah, Jr. gonna have
I was reading
9 blankets. Yo.
Giving out pipe.
I was reading 8-9 blankets. I was reading an article about NBA said that they're gonna have like halftime shows for these games too. Like they're bringing to do like shows.
Who coming in there?
These games, so they're trying to make this like a full fledged. Like that's what I was wondering. Maybe like Lady
all the white people that don't think COVID real.
The lady
coming in there.
The unicycle lady with the bowls and shit.
Oh no!
All they gotta do is call. Everything on these.
They gonna have actual people in bubbles.
She out there every year.
Nah,
Giant Panda.
You talking about the chick that be flipping the cup on her head there?
Yeah.
That's Benny the Butcher wife. Yo, the way she flipped them plates. So
she been out there every year since at least 91.
Yeah,
every year, dog. She about that life. She a part of the NBA at this point.
I saw her at games when I was watching Dana Barros get down.
Don't disrespect Red Panda, yo. She's a legend, yo. She's going into the Hall of Fame, yo, because everybody getting the NBA Hall of Fame. She gonna be in there.
And then the couple that changed clothes when they put the cover on and the drop down, they got on a new outfit.
Yo, bring back the boy that used to be Michael Jackson. And he had the 2 puppies on each side. That was my man, yo.
Yo,
I want you back.
We've been to too many games.
My question is, if they actually call Lady A to perform, which Lady A is going to perform? Like, is it the new Lady A or the one who's been Lady A?
Why? That's why.
the new Lady A. That's
but Phil, you don't know that
history.
Yeah, you know. Like in these.
I know which Lady A. If one's going to show up, I know which one's going.
Yeah,
to show
I was about to say, like in these pandemic times, we know
they gonna have them doing Grammy style duets.
Yo, this Lady Double A thing, man. I don't understand where it went left because, supposedly they changed the name of the group from Lady Antebellum because, they were on their pander. and everybody's making things right, except for reparations and, you know, real stuff.
Lady asshole.
But then, of course, there's already a black blues singer named Lady A. So now, because they couldn't get her to cooperate because they were jumping down to Brody her name, now there's, you know, legal stuff getting involved in this. Yeah. Now they're basically going to sue the lady, not necessarily for money, but I guess at some point she's going to end up having to cease and desist with using a name that she was using way before them, but they did what they do. They trademark stuff.
Yeah,
that's
they
what
trademarked that joint back in 2010, and basically she was just like, "You want the name? Give up the goods. Like, give me 10 mil. Like, if it's worth that much to you, like, let's do it." And they're like, "Well, wait, like, no, we're not paying you. The name's actually ours as far as this paperwork goes. So now we can duke it out in court, and we got, you know, long label money to fund our, you know, litigation. What about you?" And it's like, that's exactly the type of behavior that is being, you know, kind of put to the side now. You guys are exemplifying that right now with what you're doing. It's like, just let her have the name.
You changed the name to pander to black people, and now you're gonna Brody a black person with a name. It's crazy. Yeah. And a lot of people, I think that's the part of the story that they missed when I was reading stuff earlier this week. People missed the fact that they had already trademarked Lady A. And people wonder why, but like I said,
a decade ago,
they do.
Right.
Because they knew their name was trash. They knew what they was
even that. Like, but that's what people do. Not really our people. We need to start doing that too. You make a name, you trademark every nickname that you could think that goes with that name, and you know you own a lot of property and intellectual property right there.
Respect key holders.
Yeah. So it's like the move is crazy, but at the same time,
my bad, right?
They're gonna be on the wrong side of history because of why they went to Lady A in the first place.
Right.
But damn.
She should change her name to Lady Antebellum.
just kill the game. I'm Lady Annabella.
Yeah, basically. I don't know, man. I feel like what will end up happening is she'll change her name, and then they'll end up doing like some type of pity like duet or something like that.
I think that's what they were trying to get her to do in the first place. But
she was like, "I'll change it."
A pity duet.
Drinking that wine.
Pity duets.
She wanted the bag though. She was like, "Yo, give me 10 M's." she's like, "This is my retirement. I'm gonna change it because guess what? I'm oh,
Jim, I gotta ask you.
Yo, that's that fire right there, yo.
Ask you about gangbanging real quick. Pause. How does somebody with the historical quill game like Smokey Robinson come out with something like that? I told y'all my thoughts. I thought to me it sounds like Smokey probably got a DUI charge that in exchange for doing this public service announcement type song, it might go away. That's the only thing I can think of, unless Smokey's just, I mean, he's supposed to be worth like $200 million. So can he be struggling?
I think you're right on point with that. I don't think it's a financial thing. It's definitely probably some litigation involved. And he's like, all right, I'll do this community service. Don't have me in a jumpsuit, you know, on the side of the road. Let me use my talents.
It's a PSA, man. So this is what about black on black crime PSA?
Yeah. Gang banging.
I mean, the thing about it is, right? All right, here's the thing about it, right? The joint is from like 2004, I think. And it's just one of them joints where I think that he was just like, you know, looking at everything going on around the world, and sometimes cats try to reach out and make those kind of songs, but that ain't your bag. You know what I'm saying?
We're all in the same gang.
Yeah, like
no.
Stevie has made some like songs like that too, where he's trying to
he got some cringe-worthy
like,
joints.
I understand what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
I understand what you're trying to do, but dog, that's just not your bag. But you know, listen, man, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I died laughing when I first saw it, and then I started finding myself singing the jump. I was like, yo, it's kind of catchy.
Mountain climbers that played electric guitars. That's definitely the people that decided that, yeah, let's Smoke. What do you think about this? You know, what does that, so my question about that is, when's the last time Smokey Robinson actually been to a hood that might be affiliated with gangbanging?
I mean, been for like more than like 5 minutes.
Yeah. I know, but here's my. I'm about to say, have you ever been to LA before, dog?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, you can go anywhere. Like, if you go too far south from the Staples Center, you everything south of Wilshire is all hood.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get that.
You turn the block. But I mean, actually being in but that, but he's still trying to look out for the community, man. But y'all not gonna front like the thing don't slap a little bit though, man. I'm not the only one that
I'm fronting.
Singing that. He's a master of what he does because it is catchy. Like it's
catchy. I'm sitting there like gang, gang.
He has one of the most soulful voices in the history of music, so it's going. He can sing really just about anything, and it's going to be catchy. But come on.
But music theory is scientific to a guy like him. Like he knows the formula.
Oh, for sure, man. He got the cheat code because he got the man. Don't look into his eyes, man. He got the cheat code. That's why he made a video for that joint. He wanted to get y'all. That's how he got y'all, man. Y'all needed, if y'all would have just heard it, y'all wouldn't have liked it. Y'all had to see it. Y'all ain't like it because it's been out for 10 years, 15 years. And y'all saw that video. Y'all was like, you know what? I'm kind of gang banging because
I'm telling you that they catchy, man. Like that they slap.
Those dreamy eyes of mine, he got you, niggas, listen, man. I'm telling you, Smokey.
Because as Vi says, man, it's music theory. Who knows what he's doing, man? My man wrote tracks to your tears, so he can never do wrong. And
he had a gangbanging, so you ignorant niggas hear him, man.
On Twitter, so that's my man. So there's no Smokey slander going on.
Oh,
I met Smokey when I was like 10, 11.
Yeah, man. Smokey followed me on Twitter. So I got to take up for him.
I was with somebody. My mom had worked before she passed. She had worked for somebody that was in his band. Some white lady she did something in his band. So this woman took me and my sister to Atlantic City to a Smokey concert. And after the concert, took us to their hotel suite where they was partying to meet him and all that stuff. And you think about it from back then, like I'm thinking now, they probably was like, yo, get these kids the hell out of here.
Drinking wine.
They was probably smoking that smoke.
Drinking that wine.
And then you probably gangbanging. Everything in that song probably happened that night after we left that hotel room.
What if that's the gangbanging Smokey was talking about, yo?
It might have been the double entendre type. I'm sure
the white lady ain't make y'all wait in the car for a couple more minutes, did she?
Nah. I mean, we left. It was a quick. Like, we went in.
Like, don't move. I'll be right back.
He acted like he liked kids for a minute. Hey, how you doing? And then I probably gave her the signal, like, get the fuck out of here.
We're about to gang bang.
This is like that pen. That pen, man. You can't doubt his pen, man. He was giving y'all. He was double entendre right there, man. Like
that wine,
He said he wrote tracks in my tears. He wrote Motown.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
There is no more. That should be Smoketown.
No, but tracks for real. Tracks in my tears, like just the idea of tracks in my tears is just like next level, man. His pen somewhere else, man.
Yeah.
Yo, Cruising is one of the greatest songs.
Because even though he wrote a lot of songs for everybody,
that's what I'm saying. Y'all only naming his.
Oh, come on, man. Like even though no, I understand that, but you go through like the stuff that he wrote for other people. He always gave himself like the more lyrical stuff. Like he kept the extra fire
Smokey
for
definitely
himself.
Kept grinding for himself. Like, he was
I'm
not giving that out.
Because some of them other dudes, all right, he can sing. I can give him anything that's gonna sound good, but he gave himself that shit.
Smokey gave him all the simple joints, and he kept like the extra lyrical joints for himself. Like
I gave away beats from my album.
Doing, so who he wrote this one for, and ended up singing it himself?
Yeah,
smoking that smoke.
Rick James. He wrote that for Rick.
Dang bitch. All right, so what else has been going on this week, man? I see a lot out there in the news about the whole mask fight. Everybody's out here politicizing mask. The president and Betsy DeVos and the vice president are trying to send our kids back to slaughter with school.
Schools was fucked up before COVID.
Right. So, but that's the thing. It's like everybody's wasting this time fighting back and forth about whether they should go back to school or not. My whole thing is y'all could be spending this time trying to maybe iron out a better method of distance learning so we won't have to have this conversation. But instead of figuring out how we can teach these kids better while they're at home, you know, we're fighting that fight, and it's a political fight. Trump comes out and says, you know, they need to be in school this September, but the people on the left are making it about themselves and about their political aspirations, and they don't want the kids to go back to school. But that's exactly the same reason that he's doing this, because all he's really thinking about is the economy. You get these kids back in school, their parents are back at work, the economy is getting stronger and stronger. His reelection.
You gotta buy lunches. You gotta buy school clothes.
Right.
You gotta so forth, bus drivers, so forth and so on.
And I don't like the fact, you know, I don't like these people pawning our kids in this whole thing. And it's like, you know, the whole two-party system thing. The Republicans, they're gonna believe and repeat everything he said just because, like, they don't have children as well. Like, people still running around talking about y'all overreacting for a cold or the flu, and I don't understand it, man. I just don't like that some people out there are willing to kind of send our kids back as the guinea pigs of this whole thing. And
this is a part of the reason why they pay teachers so less, besides the fact that they can do it, but it also is to take some of the power away from them, because if they did have higher salaries, they would have a little bit more economic freedom. What's really messed up is, like, teachers could really put, you know, everybody in a bind by striking or saying, you know what, I don't feel comfortable with these conditions. You're putting the children in danger. You're putting us in danger. We're just going to sit this one out, guys, until y'all figure out something that's better. And you know, these politicians and, you know, the administrators and the people that are in legislation, they know that, you know, people need to get back to work, especially some teachers. That, you know, they're counting on their salary. They've had their world flipped upside down. They've been asked to teach kids in a way that, you know, no one has been taught in the past 100 years. Mm-hmm. And you know, now they're not even really getting as much input from them as, you know, as they should. They're basically just making it up as they go and maybe sending out surveys here and there. And, you know, the power is taken out of the hands of the people that are going to be doing the majority of the work, like that are going to actually be doing what you know, it's not just babysitting. It really is trying to nurture these minds. So
the majority of the risk.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's tough. And like all the, you know, the distancing protocols and things that you can put into place still isn't going to, you know, just make it the type of environment that people are trying to paint it to be. And, you know, it gives parents, you know, a reason to kind of look back and be like, well, if it wasn't safe, you know, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, and then now it's only getting worse, why would I send my kid back to school?
Right.
First of all, there's a thing called hand, foot, and mouth disease that kids.
I'm familiar.
Anybody that's ever had a kid is familiar, or been around kids is familiar. Now,
like medieval shit.
Seriously, and if that is a problem, along with other things like ringworm, lice, and all these other things, kids are by design are nasty little creatures. You know, even the cleanest kids, they don't follow the rules by design. They always touching shit. So all of those things lead to spreading of COVID. So asking, you know, one person to monitor, you know, anywhere between 15 and 30 kids, depending on your school district, for 8 hours a day is an impossible task, and you're asking for the further spread of this thing that some people have you believe is just a common cold, which is ridiculous.
Funny though, because if the response to it in the beginning was a little better, maybe we'd be at a point where, you know, parents that think like us are willing to even consider it. But the response was so botched in the beginning that here we are 4 months later, and it's no better than it was then.
It's worse.
Yeah, so yeah,
you got people like the whole thing with the mask. It's like me and Vi talked about this. Like the woman that was
constitutional rights, Phil. It's my constitutional right not to wear a mask.
Like it's like I don't wear a mask for the same reason I don't wear panties, because things need to breathe. Although she had pants on, so she wasn't really about that life. Because she would have let that thing fly if she was really about it. But that's neither here nor there.
But Phil, the most important part about that is she knows that she couldn't go out in public without pants. So she wears pants. She probably would, walk around, without drawers or pants. But she knows that she can't do that. She can only do that at home. If you don't want to wear a mask, stay home. If you don't want to wear pants, stay home. Like
you can't even go in McDonald's without shoes.
Right.
So like and it's a McDonald's. But one of the things I've been just kind of trying to figure out what are they so mad at? And what the only thing I can really come up with is that you have it's not, the mask is not self-serving directly. Like if it was clearly stated that the mask stops you from getting COVID, then people be like, oh yeah, I'm going to wear the mask. But what it's designed to do is to stop you from spreading it in case you do have it. And most of these people don't even think it's a real thing, so they don't think they're sick. So if they do have it, they're not worried about spreading it because they don't even think it's a real thing.
I bet it's just like if they said if you see a black person put on a mask when you go out, I bet you they would wear a mask then.
Yeah.
Like,
come out that bitch
like if you see a pack of niggas walking around, like make sure you got your mask with you and put it on. Like they would
come out like Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
And you don't even have to elaborate. You don't have to say why.
You don't even have to say why. Nope. You see a black person, I don't care if you see him with your binoculars, put on a mask.
And what happened to all the people getting they head caved in for not wearing masks in all these different cities, all these videos we were seeing 60 days into this thing now, faces just running free, like
you're right. Yep, you're right.
I'm just tired of seeing my Walmart greeter brothers and sisters getting abused. When everybody just running up in the store trying to push past the greeters.
Man, especially the because a lot of Walmart greeters, let's keep it. They're not the sharpest hawk in the locks drawer.
It's a Filmatic 365.
It'll be dull and old most of the time.
Those are the thoughts,
man. Before we get out of here, man. I just want to send a shout out to Instacart because I finally got my wife to try Instacart. After badgering her, you know what I'm saying.
I saw that in
life is different.
Chat.
I'm never leaving the house again.
I've been talking about that.
I'm never leaving the house again.
Look, I'm about to go pick up my order right now.
Right, they need to cut Safe Space a check right now because, we've talked about this. Like, if you're shook, at COVID at the level that we are, then Instacart shipped is the way to go. Like, Instacart ain't gonna front. They be price gouging like a mug. They gonna get theirs.
They definitely do
because you're shook.
Yeah.
It's how I walk around.
You don't want to be out in the stores. You let somebody else shop for you, and then you just disinfect the joints when they.
When I figure the amount of gas I spend, my time of leaving the house, like it's worth it. Like listen, man. America is all about paying for convenience, man. That's what it is. That's why a lot of the things that we use on a day-to-day basis is really about convenience.
That's why Jeff Bezos is a trillionaire. I
already found a loophole though, Jim, for the price. Because first of all, you know how it has to be at least $35 when you.
You revealing the Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Let me listen.
Hey, Space, we care for the brothers and sisters out here. Give you a little life hack. You pretty much know during these COVID times the stuff that's not going to be in stock. You put them on there anyway, get up to your 35, and if half that stuff's not in stock and your order be like 15, they still got to bring it to you.
Man.
Game. Bars.
You always be like, there. They'll be having them bringing like one can. They'll have them come to the crib with one can of beans because he put a bunch of stuff in his John that ain't in stock.
They're not Goya though.
My house with one box, 250 ice pops. One box of ice pops. Them Jones cost $12.
Yo, you actually did that?
I did that.
Yo, they hate y'all.
No, the thing is,
No.
they can backfire on you though. So the stuff that you don't think is in stock, it got to be something that you could use if they fuck around and be like, I found it. And so you could play yourself. So don't.
Yeah.
They
They come to the crib with like 64 rolls of tissue. You thought it wasn't gonna be in stock.
Yeah, and so in that case, get stuff.
You got all hand sanitizer on your list.
You know, some extra toilet paper, some extra paper towels. Well, paper towels I need. My kids use like 16 paper towels.
$30 in hand sanitizer on his list.
Yeah, and
yo, what's
man? Speaking of that, how many minutes we got, man? Do you know they came out with another list?
We got about
sanitizers that you can't use because they got methanol in them. And don't y'all know I just cleaned out a 20-ounce bottle of one of the joints that's on the list now. So I don't know, you know,
what's the hand cancer.
It's to a point, man, where we can't do anything anymore. Like everything is dangerous. Everything is risking your life.
That's how all the movies me and Champ be watching start. I mean, them apocalyptic Johns where they living underground and don't have eyes no more because they ain't seen the surface in 200 years. That's how they all start with hand sanitizer.
This is frustrating because I got my personal feelings are. It's like my life is just starting to get to a nice, comfortable place, and then everything I do now might kill me. So it's like I might not be able to enjoy my comfortability. Life has been a struggle up until this.
But you don't even make the deal though. So you're really comfortable already.
I can't even wash my hands.
What happens? This is what happens when you live in the information age. Everything you've done your entire life probably could have possibly killed you. Like,
oh yeah, man.
Yeah, we used to play street football. Like if you play football in the, like on pavement, like tackle football, full tackle football
every day.
That's just one example. But my point is, everything you've done your whole life could have possibly killed you. It's just now you know.
Like every bottle you drink out of could give you cancer, and every microwave.
And we ate food in Philadelphia off the street for years. So I mean, at street carts in the city,
no, they ain't
washing their hands at, yo. You on Roosevelt Boulevard selling pretzels.
It's a certain beauty in ignorance, man. That's like an amazing album title. It's Beauty in Ignorance, man.
It is, unfortunately, yo. It's the one I always forget what pill it is in the Matrix. So it's probably why he's struggling, but it's that one, the other one,
or the blue, one of them joints. Yeah, so
all right, man. We talked about a lot today, man. Before we get out of here, man, anybody got any last thoughts? They got some bars they got to get off.
Fuck 2020.
You know, man. There's that, man.
I mean, hey, let's leave it at that. There's nothing else we got to say after that, man.
2021.
F this whole year.
Don't look that promising.
Yo, man, this whole year can get F in the A, man. It's trash. Anyway, man, with that being said, man, it's been another episode of Safe Space.
Short year, man. All right,
Jimmy Warren Sports. Davis Backwards and Philmatica Tissue with the Tape. You know, it's our collabo show, man. Amazing episode. Yo, give us feedback. Let us know, like, you know, if you enjoying 2020, if you some sort of say this or what have you. And what you think about Instacart, you know, our chatty patty little segment.
And let us know
Robinson, whatever we talk about
for future episodes. Shit, talk about anything.
Let us know who
let's talk about
smashing on the side.
Anyway, man, we out of here, man. We see y'all the next episode.
Who you entangled with.
Peace.